I don't know about you guys, but I was really hoping for more horsepower and more suspension travel on this Xpedition. But however, Polaris has made some, incremental advantages, and I really think that for a lot of people it will make a difference. However, I wanted to go over and make sure that everybody knew before they bought one my thoughts and how this CVT really works. And if you didn't watch the introduction or the tech talk thing where it talked about all the advantages of it, how it works, or if you missed some of it, I'm going to go over this pneumatics deal. Right off the rip, some of the things that they've done is the pneumatics air clutch, the Gen 2 transmission, and a couple other things. But here you can see in action the drive clutch regulator. And basically what I want you to understand is this puts air to that valve, which spins with the motor, and it compresses your CVT. Now, this will be an advantage in about every scenario, especially for quieting the cab. But there is a catch to it, and I want to make sure everybody caught that. When you are in sport mode, so if you're trail riding, most of the time we trail ride, we're anywhere from 20 to 35 mile per hour. And they're claiming 9 decibels drop over the power range. And they said that they redid the clutch, the actual normal clutch that has the weights and stuff, the spring and the weights. So what I think they've done is I think they went back to the 24 early model clutch spring weights and stuff, which gives you the full power, because everybody complained. And if you watch my 24 versus like a 25 or a 26 Xpedition, the 24 with the original clutch is a much faster Polaris Xpedition. I mean, it's a big difference in them. So what I think they've done is, like I said, they put this air valve on here. Now, this will be great for people that rock climb and other things, but it does not work in sport mode. So if you want all the power, this is basically not working. Because what this thing's basically going to do is when you get into cruising, like you put it in comfort mode or you put it in standard mode, it's going to use the air to put the pressure on the CVT where the motor doesn't have to rev to push the weights out far enough to get that RPM up. So it's a really neat deal, but it does not work in sport mode. So just like all the other Xpeditions, if you're riding in sport mode and you want all the power, the peppiness, everything like that, you're not going to get any advantage to this pneumatic system. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. The only time that you're going to see a difference is if you're cruising down the highway and you put it in comfort mode and you don't want it to be super peppy. But with that, you're not going to have that snappy throttle response like you do in sport mode. So, it will have its advantages and people will get kind of used to it. There's also saying another advantage is going to be is like if you're rock climbing, this can pinch your belt a lot tighter than the CVT normally could, because to pinch a belt on the CVT, you have to give it RPM. Well, this is going to let the air pressure push that CVT in and clamp, even though you're not putting a lot of RPM to it. So it's going to be great for rock climbing and slow maneuverability. It'll work great for hooking up to trailers and stuff, so you don't have to pinch the belt as high, giving it as much RPM. I think it's a great deal. And also, that air tank that's there, you're getting the onboard air and everything that's in the side where you used to just have a spare belt. So it is a really nice deal. However, I wish that they would have not only put this on here, but put a higher horsepower motor, because you're still not going to have a fast machine. They're saying that it's faster than a 26, but the 26s are a lot slower than the 25 models or the 24 and a half models and back. So I can't wait to get one of these and test it against mine and see how it does. But will this be enough for you guys to go out and buy it? The next thing is they did the Gen 2 transmission on this. So let's see if they show that here. Yeah, so there's where you're, see, this used to be a spare belt cover, and now it's got your air hookup so you can blow your tires and stuff up, which I really like having that, because no longer do you have to carry the little air compressors and stuff with you, which I would probably still carry one just in case, because for this to work, the motor has to be running. So, I don't know, I really like it. And also, another advantage, like if you're thinking, if you didn't watch the release, on this CVT, you do not have to have the air working for your CVT to work. So if for some reason the air won't push that valve in and out to help you, it doesn't matter. It's going to function the same as a normal Xpedition would. So if that messes up, your machine will still function. That was one of the things I was worried about, or if it got air or something in it and messed it up, or water or something. But that won't really matter. That's a really nice deal. Let's get to vehicles, off-road lineup, Xpedition. Another thing that they've done is they have, let's see, 27. Let's go down here to 5-seater. They have upped the price by roughly a little over $1,000. So on this model here, it was 44, I think 6 or 44.5. So you can see that they've added in another $1,000 or $1,200 to the machine. This also has a different tire, just like the 26 model did. I don't know if that's a better tire than what come on it originally, but I wish they would have come out with 32s and had a bigger motor, because in all reality, a bigger motor in this heavy machine is what it really needs. And that would have give you more power, so you didn't have to be in the throttle as much as you do now. The problem with these Xpeditions is they're over 3,000 pounds straight from the factory. So then you put 32s on it, you load 4 or 5 people in it, or even 2, and the machine is, getting upwards of 3,500 to 3,600 pounds. And the motor that's in this just isn't enough to make this machine, without having it, floorboarded, to really maneuver it. And it, like I said, would really benefit from a bigger motor. I don't know why they didn't do something with a bigger motor in it. It would have really, to me, been I don't know that this is going to push people to go out and buy it, especially knowing that the air thing is only going to help you in the comfort mode and the other mode. One thing that I do like, or at least it looks cool in this color, is this matte mocha. It's like a bronze tan color. I don't know. To me, like I said, it's a nice switch up. If I was going to get one, I would get the white and black or the camo. I do like this, but I just think the camo looks cool, and I really like the white color on there. The other thing, like I said, is going to be the Gen 2 transmission. There you can see the CVT, the air line going to it, just like I showed up there. They say ProStar 1000 Gen 2 engine. I didn't hear them say anything about changing anything in the engine. I just heard them say the transmission and stuff was changed to the Gen 2, so it shifts a whole lot smoother. still not something that I was really worried about. Like I said, I would have liked to have seen a bigger motor in here, but let's go to the full specs. You can see here, nothing in here is really changed besides it's still 114 horsepower. It's still a ProStar 1000 4-stroke dual overhead can twin cylinder. That's what it said last year. Estimated dry weight 2,758 pounds, and like I said, you're almost 3,000 pounds with your fluids and stuff in it. And payload's the same, towing's the same, turning rate's the same, wheelbase is the same. There's really not anything in here that I see changed. The speakers, so it says the 4100 system. So it's a 10-inch subwoofer, 245 watt, 6 stadium speakers. It only says 2 speakers, so we might need to see the inside. It may not have the 4 speakers in it anymore. In that back part. We'll see if they change that. So it says the same thing in the 26 model, so it's still got the same speakers as all the other ones did. I was also hopeful that they would put the front camera back on there. They've taken that away. Like I said, on the 24-25 you had a front camera, and that's now removed. It's still got the little holder there, it just doesn't have the camera in it. So you got to get that if you want to put one on there. But there's the white. It's got a few of the accessories on it and stuff. As you can see, it has the tire rack with the light bar and stuff on there. I couldn't have that with the way I ride. Some of the places we go, we rub the top on this. So I don't think Polaris addressed the cab seal or anything like that, like people were wanting. So if you're riding in sport mode, it's still going to have the same noise in the cab as what a 24, 25, 26 does. The only way to alleviate that is if you ride in comfort mode, and if you're getting on the throttle at all, you're still going to have the loudness of the cab. So, you know, I don't know, you guys tell me, did they do enough to make you go buy it with raising the price? I just feel like in the economy right now, more people are hurting than they are doing good. So raising the price and not really making the machine have, I mean, it may have an incremental performance gain, but I do not think it's going to be anything that is, I don't think you're going to notice it that much. I think if you rock climb all the time, the air thing would be pretty cool. And I think cruising on the highway will be a big difference. But there's a lot of other things that I think they should have addressed and could have really knocked it out of the park. But we'll see. Maybe testing one will be totally different. I just would like to see more performance in one of these, especially for almost $50,000.